Shelby. Nah, that's Shelby.
Shelby.
I don't know none of you guys, except for Elizabeth.
Yay.
Oh.
I don't know what I did to get that there, but
Okay, you don't understand.
Ashanti's a clown.
you're built like one.
You smell like one.
You are one.
Your dad is one.
That's not what your dad said yesterday.
You're not even hear a joke from you.
That's why you look like your dad. I'm just kidding.
That's why you have a brother on the way.
Red. Sorry, guys. Red.
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 Is that a new iPad?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't even know
We
this.
already talked about this.
What are we saying?
Hey guys.
It's we can make the SATs.
I don't know why
Can't you do
I
that?
should cry.
I don't even want to take a chance.
Y'all got a meeting.
Why?
I don't know. I just got like a wave of just do it.
So we can get some viewers. Yes.
She gonna kick you out if you cry. I'm gonna laugh.
You gonna cry?
Not right now. Hope not.
Crazy Jane. Just look at each other all the time. Oh yeah, I don't have the DVD that I can. Can you see me in the frame, Sheila?
Okay, so we can see y'all, but we can't hear y'all.
That's great.
We can't hear what y'all saying.
She said check for the app.
Speaking of stuff.
Because she can't hear.
No, because it's not working.
Well, I mean, they already started recording.
Is that Harry Styles playing?
Of
Can
course
you
it
move?
is. Oh, why are they playing that song? It's not even the
Can you move?
I'm so confusion.
Is it or
Confusion's eye.
First off, I haven't cried today.
So is that like weird for you?
Yeah.
Oh, about him?
No.
Oh.
So I feel like if we all cry on the show, we'll be okay.
Okay.
Why y'all crying?
I don't know. Shut kids.
Did you say 10 seconds?
Right.
Can they hear us?
Hey guys, welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. I'm your host, Chloe, alongside with
Truth.
Shay. And I'm Izzy.
So today we're gonna get started off with the talk of Townview. As I said before, it's Friday. Well, I don't think I have
It's
stated
Friday.
that. It's Friday. But
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Also, y'all didn't know it's International Women's Day. Because we're
Yay.
superior and men
Are just that.
y'all are some scrubs.
okay.
Yes.
No.
But spring break is in week.
Like 5 days.
It's after
Yeah.
next. It's after this week. Or next week or that week.
What
So
do you
you're
got?
not gonna see us again. So enjoy these last shows.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. But what are you guys doing?
Working. I need
Working.
that paycheck.
Okay. What about you guys? Working too, probably.
Working? You have a job?
She's
Oh my
been
God.
having a job.
Where?
This whole year.
Are you trying to call me lazy or something? You're like working. You seem so. Pass it on.
You seem
Joe.
She's trying to go
You
away.
seem like a little spoiled child.
Oh my God.
You don't need a job.
I don't know what I'm doing. I might get my driver's license. That's in the
Woo,
year.
finally.
I don't know. It's
I'm 18. I don't even know.
I got mine before hers.
I got mine before yours.
No,
I still hit over the
always
curb.
hurting something.
I still
Are you serious?
run over the curb all the time. I'm just like, oops.
Oops, I did it the other day.
Like you hear Steve up as a child, and you like, oops.
Oh, that's
What do you want me to do?
you know, I might start doing that now. Now that I feel bad about it.
Apologize to the
Just
girl.
like
You ran over,
Or
what
child.
was it, a dog
Oh my
or a
god!
cat?
Yes,
Oh,
I
speed
ran over
bumps.
Anyway, let's get back to the talk of Tommy, not about the things I hate with my car.
Okay, so for seniors, we have 79 days till graduation.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
77 days till Six Flags.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
76 days till picnic.
Y'all are lame.
And 71 days till prom.
Watch the coronavirus cancel that.
Are you going to prom?
I
Corona
regret buying the
graduation.
ticket because now I have to. I don't even remember how much it was, but I spent money
On dress?
on
Oh,
a
no.
ticket. I still
Oh.
have to go buy I'm gonna go look for dresses
Are you
tomorrow.
wearing? Oh, you're wearing a dress?
I'm gonna throw something at you.
What? No,
Why
she
is that
she
such a
would probably
question?
no. Elizabeth, I meant.
Izzy would come up like to prom with some jeans and a shirt.
No,
and a
yes,
bag.
she would just wear like a hoodie and,
And do
some
her
jeans
hair.
and be like,
With my
okay.
dirty black Converse.
Yes.
Probably.
And then she would just
I
tell
made
her mom, you do my makeup.
Yeah,
and then she would just
probably.
show up and be like, so.
Get the face.
So, right. That's all y'all
Okay,
get.
thanks. But yeah, and then we have a tradition that we're not allowed to talk about. But yay, if you, I think I have to. I don't even know because I have calculus that day, so I don't know what we're doing with that day for all the other seniors.
Are you guys? But I heard that people go to Oklahoma to do
That
something.
2-hour drive, like, what's it called?
For what?
I don't know. It's some
Something
tradition.
Falls.
Yeah.
Oh, to Oklahoma Falls?
I'm not
I
involved.
mean, I wouldn't go.
I feel like it's like one of them scenes, like the movies, like where everybody goes,
Right.
like the
Oh
serial
my
killer, serial killer around. Oh my god.
Fine.
No, I ain't going.
Staying at home.
And March 12th, there's gonna be a K-pop showcase again from 6 to 8, I think, or 5 to 6. I
Which
think it's
one
5
is
to
it?
6. 5 to 6. I said 5 to 6. I just know that my friends.
No, didn't they say like
I don't know.
4:30 to 6?
4:30 to 6. Let's go with that. I think that makes more sense. But it was
Something
fun
like
last
that.
time, and I think I should go. I
You
might go.
win?
Yes, my friend is their president, so I have to go
Okay.
for support. It's
Don't
free.
So
be
make sure to go,
Just
guys.
Just show up. Just show up. It's fun. They give out free stuff. There's competition and stuff. If you're not into K-pop, it's still fun. Even
They
though
have
you
a
don't know what's going
costume fest. I'm kidding.
on. I don't know anything. You can do dances and stuff. So like,
Okay.
it's fun.
Okay, guys, thank you. That was it for Topic of Town. You make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms and use all our hashtags. And look us up on anchor.fm at KSBM Radio. Thank you.
You want me to say? You want me to say gracias? That's kind of racist.
We're back.
Hey guys.
Anyway, we're back, and now it's the hot topic. So today we're gonna be talking about
The system from social workers. So I don't know if you guys have been on Netflix lately, but there is this documentary called The Trial of Gabriel Fernandez.
That's basically where this topic of the social system stemmed from.
Yeah.
So, a major part of the social services system is CPS, which is Child Protective Services. And it's a governmental agency in many states of the United States that's responsible for providing child protection, which includes responding to reports of child abuse or neglect. So, basically, what we want to say first is that we recognize that there are good people in the social service system, and that there are good judges and good people who actually respond to these reports of child neglect and abuse. But there's also what we need to recognize is corruption and laziness and just people who don't really care about these children and their well-being besides, am I getting a paycheck this month or something?
Yeah.
And I like to add to that, I'm not saying this is for every government agency. For most agency, the main thing is about profit, about keeping money in that department
Mm-hmm.
and making sure everything runs by that executive. So I feel like sometimes that could be the reason why it's sometimes corrupt, because they're so focused on the money. The children's protection is sometimes neglected.
And I just want to bring up a little statistics. So basically, we want to say that like about 3.5 million children were subjects of investigation in 2017 to child abuse and neglect, and 674,000 children were determined to be victims of maltreatment, down from 2016, and in total 74.9% of the victims were neglected, 18.3% were physically abused, and 8.6% were sexually abused. And about 4 out of those 5 abusers are victims. Those are their parents who actually inflict that, abuse. So.
And I don't really know how the social services or CPS, how when they do background checks and
What's
just,
the list?
yeah, what they check off.
Yeah.
But basically, like I mentioned before, the reason behind this show possibly was the Gabriel Fernandez case. And as watching the documentary, we kind of saw their checklist kind of, but I don't know where the guidelines for them to move the child out of that house, like how far it has to be until that child has to be removed or go into the services again. But I can honestly say that CPS or DFS failed Gabriel Fernandez and a lot of other children who were also involved in failed cases. If a child, there are multiple calls from the teacher, from a security guard, when the mom walked into a facility, had to call 911.
I think we should recap Gabriel's background just a little bit, just so that people who haven't watched it know.
Yeah.
So basically, Gabriel was an 8-year-old boy. He had been moved from house to house for a period of time. He came from his great aunt's house, his uncle's house, his grandma's house, and he finally ended up with his mom. And his mom had a boyfriend, and I don't know what happened for the mom to not have him at first, but
She didn't want
She
him.
gave him away too.
She didn't want him.
so she gave him away. So basically he had ended up with her for 8 months, and during that period of 8 months he had been tortured. He was like hurt. He had cigarette burns on him.
He was physically and mentally just abused.
Yeah. A lot of people had noticed it. There had been reports, but nothing had been done, and that was also the failings of CPS and the failings of those cops who had come to his house. And
Never
basically,
actually see it.
yeah, they told the little boy that he was lying.
Yeah, they threatened him
Mm-hmm.
because there were so many calls going out to Gabriel and going out to the house about what happened to Gabriel, and they threatened him to say if that happened again, he would go to jail.
Right. And so there were 4 caseworkers
Yes.
with him.
No, two social caseworkers and the supervisors.
Okay. So basically, they knew that Gabriel was in high risk of abuse. They had gotten this report, but in the thing, the security guard had said that basically they had just said, no, let's go home. Like,
Yeah,
There's
basically.
no really deal with it.
right.
Yeah. So again, like this is all going down LA. So this is the specific county where they're targeting that people.
Palmdale?
Yeah.
Palmdale.
And people are paying attention to this specific case. And basically, so Gabriel, again, like he was getting reports from numerous people that were outsiders saying, hey, check out this kid. And they repeatedly continue to check out this kid. And so the mother, Pearl Fernandez, she basically she played them off. Like they would come up and ask her questions, the basic background questions, and she just knew how to play them off. And
Right.
so they just would turn her away without ever asking to see Gabriel up front or anything.
I'm most upset about how the teacher, she's one of the people who called from outside.
4 times actually.
She called the social worker many times, and every time Gabriel came in, he came in with another bruise or more bruises. She reported, and the social worker had addressed that she would address it or report it and get someone out there.
Right.
And I guess apparently she had came out there to the house, and every time she had came out, Gabriel got in more trouble because I guess the visits were getting, I don't know, but like she had said, when they visited the Fernandez house, they never saw Gabriel. They went on the word of the mother. And that's kind of the thing where I feel like when I was asking before, how far do you go on the checklist to see if a child is actually supposed to be there in protection of it?
I feel to actually, if you're one of those workers, to actually check off your list, you have to physically see the kid and actually say, okay, is he okay? How is he doing? And then you should also have a conversation with the kid. How do you feel here? Do you feel safe? How's your day to day? Not really just, because the mom can tell you, of course, whatever she wants. And you can't really go based off of that because then again, you don't know how the mom is.
Sure.
So I think it's really just up to the social worker to actually take their responsibility of their job and say, I want to see the kid. I want to see how he's doing.
Well, it actually is on the protocol. So whenever some like a child is reported to have seen reported like bruising or anything that's like suspicious, whatever the caseworker is supposed to do. So in this case, Stephanie Rodriguez, the first time when they said there was bruising or anything, she should have by protocol pulled up a body chart, and basically that's just a blank sheet with a squiggle of a kid, and basically mark down any places on the body that is harmed. Yeah, any body trauma. And so basically that's where this social worker just did not do that. Basically just went up to the house, did the basics, and left. But not even completing the basics. That's why people are so upset, saying, well, why didn't you do this? And then if you look further, like, into the documentary, they show the actual trials with the caseworkers. And basically, they were saying, we're not monsters. The ones who are the monsters are the ones that did this to this child. But at the end of the day, you're going to believe...
You could have helped that kid
Yeah.
not end up how he did and not go through all that pain.
So see,
But you really
yeah.
just didn't care as much.
They're supposed to be basically protecting these children from anyone who might cause them harm, even if that is the parent. So they're not going to like really go and dig into the parents because they're like, oh, I know like how it is being an adult or being a parent. You know, you get frustrated, or I don't want to make this person get like a bad reputation or something that's not even a big deal, or maybe this kid's just a troublemaker. So that's basically what they did instead of actually doing their actual job and protecting the child. So that's why everyone's riled up.
What concerns me is when Gabriel was born, he lived with his uncles. And I'm not sure the source of who said it, but they said that he was being sexually abused in that home. And they removed him from the home. So my thing is, if Gabriel was removed from an accusation of being sexually abused from that home, why wasn't he removed from the home?
Completely.
No, from the parents' home after there was physical proof of him being abused.
Right, but what I know is that that basically if one relative isn't doing their job, the other they
move them down.
off, yeah.
So I'm saying, so there was her sister went on the stand and she had said that she saw bruising of Gabriel and his teeth were knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
She took a picture of it, and she was like, she had stated that she would go over to the house to sleep over to try to protect Gabriel. But my thing is, if I don't know how old she was at that time, but if you know a family member is getting abused or very close to that like environment,
Mm-hmm.
why didn't you tell anyone? I'm not blaming her, but I'm just saying like she did something to try to protect him, like over at the house and stuff. But why wasn't this mentioned to like the grandparents or something?
Yeah, I
where they
feel
could
like
be
it
moved?
really goes into the fear that was stuck like in all of them, like in all Gabriel's siblings, that they were like, if I'm just to do this and someone from like the government comes and tries to see him, then mom and dad are gonna get mad and it's gonna be even worse for him. So I think in their head they had it up to the point where they were like, maybe if I don't speak, they'll stop eventually.
I would like to say that man was not Gabriel's dad, and
That was his
not even his stepdad. That was a boyfriend, and I believe that he had no right to put his hands on that child. But then again, Pearl just let him.
Yeah.
She played equal part into the evil they inflicted on that child.
Apparently, like as the mother had said, her Pearl Fernandez, that Pearl was like the one who bossed people around. She was like the guns in the relationship. So I'm not assuming, but I'm just thinking that maybe she, because they had said her boyfriend at first was kind of a person that was a regular person.
Yeah,
nice.
so
He lived his life. But I feel
Shaggy,
like,
that's what they call them.
yeah. And I feel like him being with Pearl, because they describe her as gangster-like, so I feel like him being with Pearl, let him do that. But even still, if someone tells you to be with a child, you don't listen to that. If you know in your heart that's not right, why are you listening to that?
Yeah.
And they had said that he feared of breaking up with her, but you rather kill a child
Over
You're
breaking up with a
continuously harm
person
a
that's
child.
hurting
Right.
a
I
child.
just don't understand that.
And there have been also some information that said that basically, what was his name? The boyfriend, he had been,
Bizarre.
yeah, he was very homophobic, and they believe that Gabriel was gay or something, and this was a reason that they were
Yeah.
inflicting harm on him, and he would repeatedly press on this child that you're gay and that
Call me other.
yeah, and just hurt him because of this, and that was one of the factors, I guess.
So that's where the homophobia like roots, and they really tried to downplay it in the documentary, but that even goes all the way back, because if you look back to his original like parents that took him in for Gabriel, his uncle was gay and he had a partner, so that's where that stem whole thing like rooted from,
Oh,
where they said that well they're gay so they're molesting this boy.
Yes.
And so basically, since they were gay, no one really cared. So they were just like, okay, so they're gay. I'm gonna just assume that's true, and that's why they took him out of that home, and that's how the grandparents got a hold of him. So that's basically where that came from. And like nobody ever did an investigation on this. They just simply believed that it was true and left it like that.
Well, the reason why the grandparents lost the child was because Pearl and the boyfriend had said they're taking them to a family barbecue,
Basically,
and then they kidnapped him and never came back. And as watching the trial further, we gained more information, and apparently Pearl and I don't know how to say his last name, the Azaro found pleasure in beating Gabriel. Like there was like text over it, like very like I guess I don't know, like a role play thing where they found pleasure in
They just found it funny for them, or like
beating
good.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
and
Which-
specifically just Gabriel.
Okay. Which honestly, I feel in the part where they were like, "Oh, he's gay, so I'm gonna beat him." There's no way that you can beat someone out of being gay. Like when they did that, it was like that's really not gonna affect the kid. You're just hurting him more and more. And the part that really got to me was the part that, you know, as we said, Isara was not his dad and was really not considered his stepfather. He was really just Pearl's
Okay.
boyfriend. So really is, and why would you even let like that person put his hands on your child when he has no right to do so whatsoever? And then the grandparents also, they wanted to visit him, and it was like, well, no, because he's just with me. And I think that should have brought up already like a lot of suspicion just between everyone, because the teacher had already been calling and asking, hey, well, the kid doesn't look like in a good physical state. Yeah, and no one really did nothing
Everyone
about
just
it.
turned a blind cheek, like, you know, they just like did not want to get involved with it. And that also goes back with I think the boss of the teacher, he had said do not get involved, and then security guard, the people above him were saying do not get involved. So basically everyone was just trying to turn the cheek just to avoid getting involved, and that's what led to this child, you know, continuously being abused and ultimately
and going back to like the problems with Child Protective Services, they often, and I've seen so many stories of this, they often take kids away from homes that actually do no harm. They take them from homes with no good reason, and they fail to intervene with the kids who are actually going through something. And it's actually like kind of specifically to African American families. They see, oh, she's poor, she's struggling, we need to take this kid out. But they always neglect to like go, not always, but they tend to like neglect those serious cases because it's too serious.
Yeah.
And I don't know what really goes through their head when they.
Sometimes people just really don't want to deal with the paperwork, but it's like you would totally should really just prefer to deal with the paperwork than let a kid go through all of that.
Honestly, I feel bad. Excuse me. I feel bad for you know, everyone knows around Gabriel, because I felt like, you know, watching the documentary, you know, teachers breaking down, even the prosecutors breaking down. I feel bad for everyone who tried to help Gabriel,
Especially his father.
Yeah, like there was a teacher that she felt like she didn't do enough. I disagree. I feel like she did what she could, even though, you know, it could affect her job. She went and tried to call a social worker, and she thought that was the right thing to do. And I feel like the step that could have saved Gabriel's life is social worker actually doing her job, or them actually doing their job. And like I said before, I feel like this has like the episode number 1 showed about the profit and the government of the DFS, how I don't know, I forgot, the top man controls everything. So each social worker has a supervisor and the person above the supervisor. So I feel like if that person tells you not to mess with the case, that child's gonna be in danger because you're too scared to fight.
Go up off of them.
And I understand it's your job and it's how you make money, but that's a child's life. Your job is to protect children. Why aren't you doing that?
And it goes into the questions like, did these employees neglect the warning signs and everything that they had seen? Yes, but also, was it a systematic failure, basically, that the whole system is ill-equipped to protect these children, and they don't have the resources to do it, but they steady, like, make these departments or whatever, and they call off these investigations because they don't have the resources for it.
Yeah, and it all circles back because then you have to look at the numbers where the caseworkers were having like 30 to 40, I think, cases per social worker, and then the superintendent, the main target, he had about 200 to 300. So that's why there's like so many, like, well, maybe they just got lost in the mix. And then it also circles back because again, but then like on the other hand, you look at other cases like Anthony, who was a child in that same community in Palmdale, who had came out of the closet, and then a week later, his parents had brutally murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
So it just circles back into that whole, well, what's going on with these social services? Because social services was called like repeatedly to go check on Anthony, but nothing happened.
Also, also like a few days after a little boy named Noah Quattro, he was also murdered by his parents. He had a very similar story to Gabriel. He moved from his grandparents into his parents' home, and he had suffered a great deal of abuse from his parents, and they had been charged with 1 count of murder and torture towards Quattro's death. And so, yeah, it's just the fact that it happened in the exact same place, Palmdale, and for it to keep happening and nothing stopped.
And you guys said how social workers have between 30 to 40 cases, but I'm sorry. But if you have people calling about the same child, and I'm a social worker, I'm going to invest that case because I'm not saying you invest everything into one case, but if you have the same number of calls for one specific case, you need to go check on that case. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it makes sense to go look back again to see what's wrong with that case instead of just ignoring it.
At the end of the day, I think at the end you just have to put more resources into this because these are children's lives that are at risk, and no one else is there for them besides
You.
I want to say one more thing. I'm sorry, but there are so many children who are not reported, like deaths and cruelty, and they are continuing to be hurt. But that's it for this segment. Thank you for tuning in. Follow all of our social medias and use all our hashtags. Thank you, and come back for our next segment.
You don't have to play the whole song. Why? I'm just saying because every time I watch this segment, you know, play the whole song.
That's a good segment. I want it more.
That's what I'm saying. Normally it's like 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, we bet that in 25. This seems shorter than normal. Is it just me?
I think we were having like a
Yeah.
confessions.
Thank you. Have y'all seen Post Malone?
Yes.
I'm so worried about him. It's like Amy Winehouse. And I know y'all tired of mentioning her, but seriously, it's like her.
and Kurt Cobain and Lil Peep.
Exactly. Their
I
science.
feel like it's like, if they don't help him, they're gonna die on tour.
And his label said that was his stage persona, but they're a little more than that. Either he's like really, really drunk, or
Just saw him with the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
but his performance is good.
That's more than just alcohol. I'm sorry, but his eyes, I think it's more than alcohol. Like Amy Winehouse's last performance was just like that. I'm not even trying to just bring her up. And someone compared her performance to his, and I was just like, oh my god, if y'all don't help him, he's gonna die. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Lil Peep died on tour. Juice WRLD died on tour.
I mean, what happened to Juice WRLD? Overdose?
Yeah.
Just because he was trying to hide the pills from the cops.
He swallowed like 40 pills to hide from the cops. That's just not smart.
Oh wait.
Show is over. No. I think he's lying.
He's such a liar.
Let's be quiet for a few person cancel.
What's the next segment?
Confessions.
No.
I didn't believe it. I don't believe none of this that Beyonce.
Sarah, looking for a job.
It's only open weekends.
Hi guys, welcome back to KSB and Radio Voice of Town Youth. I'm your host Truth, and today we are doing confessions.
Yay!
Slash advice.
Wait,
hold on. I'm sorry. We're doing confessions slash advice with
Shay.
Chloe.
Dizzy.
Okay. So like I said, we're gonna do confessions slash advice because I feel like that's entitled. So this is the first one. It's a question. It says, it's my senior year of high school, and I still don't know what I want to do yet.
Okay, that hurts. Cause me too. I don't know what we're doing.
I feel like it kind of ties into like, you know, after college and college. And I feel like we rush, like, I really want to get out of high school so bad, but when you think about it in reality, it's like life is hitting you.
Life is scary. You know what's scary though? Loans. Student loans are so terrifying.
How can you get a student loan? Scholarships.
Okay, yeah, but they cover just so, like, there's only so much they can cover.
Yeah.
And even if it covers like 75% of it, that's still
25%
remaining
is
is so much, and it hurts because then you have to say no to your dream school, and then you have to. Anyway.
Oh wow.
So, if,
Whoa, she really went off.
Right.
But vote for Bernie so he
Vote
can get
for
rid of
Bernie.
it, please. But anyway,
For college.
don't worry. Everyone has to go down a route somehow. So you know you're gonna be just fine. And people make these decisions all the time. So just go with the flow. Just
I'm
take it.
taking everybody.
And don't forget to breathe. Just please remember to breathe because I know it's frustrating.
I feel like in college, just go to the college that responsibly go to the college that, you know, offers you the most money. I know you want to go to like top college and all that stuff, but that's important too. But also in college, you're able to change your majors. Don't change it too many times now. But if you don't know what you want to do at that exact moment, do not freak out.
I think try it out and see what you actually
Or just
like.
become a business major.
Don't stress your parents out too much. Okay, so this is the next one.
Wait, what was that supposed to mean?
What?
Business major.
That's
I was like, that's why I looked at her and I was like,
wow.
Wow.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
You know,
All those
they keep
business
the-
major
They
kids
keep the
out
world
there.
running though. We need y'all. We need you. We need you.
This is a love question.
Uh-oh.
This is anonymous. What do you do if you get curved by a guy you don't even talk to?
I asked you not to mention that one, but
I say
I mean, it's anonymous.
move
so.
on. I'm not talking to anybody specifically.
But move on. But move on.
cry it out though. Like just let your emotions or whatever you're gonna do, like write it out or just do something like self-care for a moment. Just take it in and then just keep going with life.
There's
'cause,
more
like,
guys out there.
there are more
Yes.
people out there that
Wait till college. College is gonna be good for you. Just
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Next question or next statement. This is kind of not funny but funny at the same time. I'm scared of getting the coronavirus and going outside and catching it. I don't know what to tell you.
Over dramatic. Like,
Honestly, just because this was in China, that's the only reason this is a big deal. You guys are just racist at this point. I don't even know what to say. Like, the coronavirus is not even funny. Like, more people die of the flu. Like,
Yeah.
you guys need to stop. And the people that are dying are old people.
okay, I mean, you're kind of saying it like it does
their lives
matter,
are
but like,
important
calm
too.
down.
No, but I'm
yes.
saying, of course, their immune system is a lot weaker, so their death rates, like the death rate is going, it's up there because older people are getting infection. Their immune system just isn't strong enough to fight it off anymore.
Just make sure you wash your hands.
Just wash your hands.
If someone's
That's
coughing
nasty.
around you, move away.
Please stop being
sneeze.
racist.
They sneeze in
At
your way.
production. I mean, social media.
I'll be back.
Next one.
Okay.
Wow.
I know she's not.
Okay, so this one's asking tips on managing sports outside of school / clubs or other activities.
Get your work done.
Okay.
That's as much as I can say. Like, so, I mean, you just gotta do your work and make sure. Like, what I like to do is I like to do it the same day I get it. And, like, actually try to get it done because then afterwards you have practice.
Don't
and then
push
it's
it
like,
off.
I had that mindset, but then I get tired. and
Oh
take
no,
a
I
nap.
have
You
to
get
do
tired,
that
but
because
please.
then it's crazy.
Please power through it, because those colleges will look at that and they will give you more money. So please do that. Just power through. It's only 4 years.
I wish I did sports.
Okay, this is like a deep question. I don't know how to answer.
Go for it.
But it says, how do you get over a friend / a lover you've been with for years?
You don't.
Wait, so are y'all friends? And
I
then
don't know
y'all are
about
like
y'all, but I'm
non-friends,
gonna
but
quit.
y'all were friends for like a long time?
There's so many other
was nice
spaces.
knowing you.
Right, it was nice
Good
knowing
experience.
you. Thank you
Wait, no, 'cause
for
you-
teaching me.
But you probably got like attached to them, you know, because
There
y'all knew each other for that
Surgery.
long time.
Snip, snip.
Your souls,
Right.
your souls are connected to one another.
I'm really not the type of person to attach to somebody. Like,
Okay, but it's
Not
not
even
It
like-
takes freaking
Not even like,
decades.
yeah, that's why. So like after like a very long time,
I don't know how to answer that question.
like you build that relationship, you know, you build that bond.
I feel like, okay, so honestly for me, losing my best friend is gonna hurt more than losing a boy because that's my best friend. Like, been with her forever.
If you're
That's
out
my best
there,
friend.
my number's still the same. Hit me up, please.
no, don't hit her up. You'll
Please.
get in trouble.
I'm
Okay.
18. We're good to go.
This one says, how do I become TikTok famous? I don't know how to answer that.
Honestly, just make random.
You gotta be a boy with
TikToks.
no shirt and dark skin, like low light skin, cause they like light skins all like
Those
all
are
that.
so ugly.
like
the thirst trap.
like bite lip and everything.
Why are
Like,
you
have the
giving
water
them
running.
the-
I don't
They're
know.
14. Stop bullying.
Right, like, ew. This is their peak. Imagine how they look when they get older.
It's like grown men. There's like a freshman, like a whole senior. I was like, oh my god.
Right, when they get 20 years old, their glow
Like
up
they
is
30.
gonna glow down.
Just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Don't take it too serious, but just
Right,
have fun with it.
honestly, everything goes viral. You do the littlest thing, like,
Somebody found the nest. They go viral. Like don't so much a teacher.
you scream, you go
Those looking
viral.
at your teacher.
Don't do that.
But please put your age in your bio,
Don't.
please.
We don't
Put your
condone.
age in your bio, please.
Oh, wow.
I think we're at an age to like be like, okay,
It
this
terrifies me at
child
this
looks
point.
too young.
I'm like, ooh, that.
Do y'all see Lizzo's
Yes.
TikToks?
Y'all see pictures?
No.
She be
We
going
don't
to
nobody knows.
Oh.
But yeah, Lizzo's, they keep getting reported because she in bathing suits, but they just hate it on the big girl, you know? They report her videos.
That is
They're like-
wrong.
That is so wrong.
No.
Okay. So, this is another one. My mom thinks I'm smart, but in all actually, I have been struggling.
I kind of felt that one. I kind of felt that one.
Well,
Wait,
I
what
think
was it?
everyone struggles at some point.
Like, I think it's like.
I
about
think your
school
mom's always
stuff.
gonna think you're smart, so
It's the hard
story of our
part.
life.
Because I'm assuming this is a young person, like a teenager. So I'm just saying, you know, I think there's a point where you just have to take that leap and just open up with your parents. Because they're going to be there for the rest of your life. And you should just go ahead and start getting that emotional bond if it's not already there. Because I know it's harder for some people than it is for others.
I have a friend whose mom went back to college, and she said like when her mom was during college while she was in high school, her mom understood a lot more of how high school managing homework and teaching and studying was, and she actually understood how I guess she felt in school. Yeah.
Just
So
communicate.
I don't know. I feel like once you truly, talk to your parents. I know some parents like you have to have a certain standard of grades, but when you talk to your parents, I feel like as long as you're trying in school and knowing that tests do not control how you are as a person, and you're doing your best, that should be enough. And I do know parents that don't really accept that, but what can you do?
Better. It gets better with age. As your parents, get older, it gets better. Don't worry. Just keep powering through.
But make sure you manage that, that personality and the study tips and habits in school. I don't know what to say about that. But any other advice about that?
Don't go to high school, drop out.
Go to high school, at least get the high school diploma.
I'm proud of every single one of you guys, and I'm proud of you guys for taking the SAT. I don't know if I told you guys.
We're taking it.
I'm proud of every single one of you guys that did it. So, yay.
We didn't have a choice. You either do that or...
But you took you could have taken a nap, but you took the test. But
I did both.
Anyway, be sure to stick with us by following us at KSBM_TVT on Instagram and Twitter, at KSBM Radio on Facebook, at KSBM Radio _TVT on Snapchat, and stick with us for the next segment.
That's what she said. Are we talking about crazy dreams?
I'm not my date.
What's our next segment?
Crazy dreams. Story time.
Hey guys, welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. So this segment is story time, which is crazy dreams.
Like the stage was set up for you.
I know, but
We were gonna do something different, but we gotta follow the rules. Okay. But this is crazy dreams, but I'm gonna start off with mine.
Okay, I'm excited.
That way I have
popcorn.
Get your popcorn, okay. So basically I was young and I had a dream about I don't know, I was in this like alternative world. So it was like snakes and spiders all over the floor and I had to like walk across
It's a dream.
I had to walk across a tightrope so I couldn't like fall in them.
Mm-hmm.
And so my brother was the evil person. He was like, you better fall, blah, 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 blah. And at some point, I woke up when he pushed me off. So that was it.
That was it?
Yes.
so do you have any suspicion that your brother wants to like?
Man, I was young. My brother was out for me. So I was scared of him. So that's why he was in my dreams.
So I had a dream maybe a year ago after watching It.
Of course.
That was a
So
funny
I was in algebra. I was in algebra.
taking naps in
I
class.
took a nap. Okay. So I had a dream about what's his name? The clown.
It.
It's a clown.
Oh, you got his name?
Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise.
Oh! I forgot.
So I was walking down the
for
street.
him as it.
I used to walk to my bus stop, not no more. So I used to walk to our bus stop and it had the sewers and stuff. So I had a dream that I was walking and the clown snatched my ankles. And I was under the sewer. And he was saying, you'll float too, you'll float too.
Wait, what was the little boy's name?
Georgie. I didn't see him down there though. That's the funny thing about it. Like, I didn't see him down there. But anyway, so like, he just told me I would float too. And then the bell rang, that's how I woke up. But I was so scared. Like,
Wow.
I was already to float.
You'll float too. Okay.
I feel like that would have been fun. Like I would have, like, have you seen Pennywise? Like whenever he does that, I'm like,
When he
I
does, he
burst-
scares me.
I burst out
I have
laughing
a
because I was
quick
so
question. Like, am
Are
I
you
the only?
okay?
Am I the only one who has like cryptic dreams? Like they have messages in them or something?
Like deja vu?
No, not even. I just have dreams about the most random things that might apply to my life. Like
Like you
I
will
don't
pass
really
this
dream
class.
I don't remember my dreams.
I don't. I haven't
Sometimes
dreamed
they're
in a
like really
long
good,
time.
and I get mad about it.
Try to see me wake up about it.
Right.
I'm trying to
Wait.
take your dream.
You remembered it for a reason, so maybe listen to that message.
It's deja.
But it was like 3 men, and they were telling me stories. No, okay, they were
What?
telling me stories, and it was like this old time. It was all in black and
like
white.
you was in Jerusalem or something.
No,
You said
No.
cryptic message. This is just a dream.
no, they were telling me stories about their life. I was having dreams about my. Never mind. Okay.
The brain is a very special organ. I don't know what to
Yes.
tell you.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Yay.
My craziest dream? I don't know. That's a hard one.
Oh my
Because
God.
I haven't really had a dream that I would consider to be like, oh my god,
Right.
that's crazy.
Why didn't you start it off like an essay or something?
Pack those, eat those, and look up.
If that's how you
Okay,
start essays,
okay.
you're in trouble.
The pathos and the no. Okay. I don't know. Okay. This one time, I dreamed that I don't know. It was like
Oh
me
my
and
God.
sister.
Just get
I don't know where we were. I don't know where we were, but we were just walking, and then it was a bridge. So we were walking through the bridge,
Okay.
and then I don't know where we're in a car, but I'm in the steering wheel, but I can't
You're
drive
in the
the
steering
car.
wheel.
You're in the
Oh my
driver's
gosh, okay, I'm in the driver's seat, but I can't like drive the car. Like it's going, but I can't like.
Is that the one that
Like when
analyzed that you were like, shut up? Where I was like, maybe life is just going so fast that you can't control it.
Yeah, I don't
that
know,
one
but
where
it
you
was
just- you wouldn't stop?
like it just wouldn't. The car, I couldn't control the car, but I was there, and it was like,
Going faster. and
yes,
faster.
like I
Were you
couldn't.
Yeah, it
Even,
was that one.
no, I was just panicking, but I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't grab, I can't do anything, I can't stop the car, and they just kept on going.
You tried
And
to
then-
break.
In my dream, I tried everything.
I
Okay.
don't think he did.
You know, sometimes I dream I'm on the toilet.
Wait, no, that's dangerous because then you might actually wet
It
yourself.
happened. I'm not saying it happened like recently. I was like, the last time I peed in the bed was like 10.
I
Not
remember
10,
at
eight-
least
8
Okay.
years ago.
If it happens, it happens. So just clean your.
Do not use the toilet in your
Do not.
dreams.
Don't
No.
trust that. Okay, so I have a few, but I don't know. I'll just say the weirdest one that I think.
Could that be Harry Styles?
It wasn't. That would be a good dream. But mine was basically, I don't even know what was happening. I was just like, I think I just watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory just too many times, and we were like walking through. So it was just me, but there was like other people, and like it still went back to me though. And I was like walking through like this like pink forest or whatever. I don't know, kind of like the Lorax, you know. I don't really know how to
So you
describe
went
it.
from Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, kind of been like.
Get it together.
I was walking, like, it just kept changing, and all of a sudden, I'm running, and there's, like, this...
Then she was on a yellow brick road.
No. I was driving, and there was this cheetah behind me, and then we ended up in,
Okay.
you know those hamster wheels? We
Yeah.
ended up there, so I'm just running, the cheetah's behind me, and I don't know what's happening. And then, this is when I was sleeping on my, bunk beds, and I was on the top, and then so like I just kept running. I don't know what's happening.
You
And
running
then-
your sleep like this?
and then I rolled out the bed and they fell on the floor. And
This
that
is
was
why
it.
she acts the way she acts.
She was like a crib or
It's the head
something.
injuries. Right. This is probably the
And I
third
fell.
story she's talked about her
Her
hitting
fall
her
with
head.
her hitting her head.
And then there's this other one that was weird. So I wasn't sleeping on the bunk bed anymore. I had my own room at that point. And then I was sleeping and I looked at my window, but it was like I was walking into my room and there was this guy. He had a knife and he just kept going like this, like he kept like shaking it, but like he was stuck at the window. So like the window was opening and I just like something was pushing me. Like I just kept getting closer and closer, and then I woke up. So I don't know.
Oh, I have one more dream.
Whoa.
I have a lot of dreams that
Now
I
that we're thinking
remember.
about it, it's up there.
But this was a vivid dream. So basically, my house was so different, but it was my house and it was the same neighborhood. It was like a fancy house. I had a pool and everything. It was all modern and stuff, but that doesn't matter. My dad was chasing my family, and
Uh-oh.
he chased my brother down the stairs. What?
Okay. Chasing down the
Chased
stairs.
my
let's
brother
go.
down the stairs, and he had cut his throat. Okay, and then
What?
Can we keep it PG? PG-13?
and then we went in the driveway, and he was chasing me, and then he stopped, and then his head fell off.
Why are you laughing? Why is she laughing?
Because it's funny.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Y'all ever be in class sleeping and y'all have this dream
That you fall.
that you're falling and you're thinking you be screaming?
I have those, but since I don't really like sleep in class, but I've had those when I actually like sleep at home. Like I'll just randomly be falling, and then it's like.
I be waking up
Wow.
screaming.
Oh, you ever have those dreams where it's like some, I'm not gonna say what was happening in mine, but it was like, and then you just like wake up screaming, like not screaming, but like you kind of like yell and you're sweating and you're drenched and it's like, what's happening? And it's like 4 a.m.
I've waked up crying so many times, not
What?
screaming. Yeah, I've had dreams where I'm crying and I wake up and I'm like making the sound and I stop. I'm like,
And like my heart's beating really fast. And I'm like, what's happening?
No, the only thing that has happened to me is that like I just woke up and I was like sitting down, but I was like out of breath. You know, like I was like.
Y'all have sleep paralysis?
No, I've never had
One
that.
time I woke up, my eyes open, and like my head was in my pillow, and I could not move. I thought I was going to die. Like
a lot of people
So
see
serious.
things, but I didn't see anything the time I had it. I only had it once. But like,
just close your eyes if you can. If you can't, then you in trouble.
But anyway, guys, that's it for story time. Be sure to keep up with us for our next shows by following us at KSBM_TVT on Instagram and Twitter, at KSBM Radio and on Facebook, at KSBM Radio_TVT on Snapchat, and keep up with us and look us up on Anchor.fm by looking us up at KSBM Radio_TVT. Bye.
that was so
I
funny.
know.
I have the funniest dreams.
Hey guys, so our last segment for today's show
Yay.
is top 10.
Top 10 what?
Can you wait? I was about to introduce that. Today's top 10 is top 10 necessities.
For high schoolers.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of y'all should take this into consideration.
A deodorant.
Okay.
I
know. So number 10, we have a bag or a satchel, as someone called it.
some-
Getting your bag in his bag too.
Just something to carry stuff in, because I mean, you just need a bag.
You don't have to have one. Just go have back
Carry your
problems.
belongings.
Yes, because you don't want to be that person that has like 3 books and then your pen is like in your pocket, and then you sit down and you poke yourself because your
Hey,
pen
that
is
was
in
me
your
in middle
pocket.
school.
You sound
I
like you
could
got
not
the
afford
experience.
Exactly.
Right.
No,
So
but I've
specific.
seen people and I'm just like,
I was
why? Like, there's backpacks for a reason.
I had that same.
Then you don't
bag
want a
all
backpack.
years.
See, this is the point of the list. Okay.
But you need one because you're carrying a lot of stuff. Let's go.
Backpacks cause back problems.
They really do.
You can get a suitcase and bring it to school.
There's
Never get in here.
What's number 9? What's number 9? We need to go. We need to go. What's number 9?
Okay.
It's a couple kids.
Number 9 is lip gloss.
And
It's very
chapstick.
needed.
Chapstick.
Don't wipe this in winter time. Ain't gonna do this time. Kiss and flour.
You need to get that lip gloss because
Right. No crusties.
exactly.
Never little skin.
I'm in my locker right now. Y'all making me.
Yeah, you need some right now.
Oh my god.
That's why it's a necessity.
Right.
Okay.
And lotion. Do not be asked.
Wait,
Stop.
can you wait? I don't see it on there. Wait, it's not even right there.
Number 8. Let's go.
Number 8 is money, and we don't mean money as in like your card, but money as in like
Cash money.
cash. At least like a $5 or something,
Because
because
my smile away.
you just.
Because I'm broke and I don't have a job. And oh my gosh.
Well,
Unemployment's where it's at. Unemployment's where it's at.
No, it's
not.
not. I can't do nothing.
So yes, carry cash around, because just like here, you get out of school and you probably wanted elote or like some chips or something.
It's a long day.
But if you don't have, what?
Number
Okay.
7. Let's go.
crackhead.
Number 7, deodorant.
Definitely
Please.
self-explanatory.
Just because it's cold outside does not mean you don't need deodorant. You still sweat.
Especially if you take PE or ROTC, like please.
Like, if you do this, I shouldn't be able to pass out. Like, please.
It's very
You have me
important.
suffocating in class. I'm just trying to write an essay. I'm not trying to die.
I hate when the kids that you like, who stayed?
The entire class, especially when you go after school to a classroom and you know it's full of freshmen and you can just smell the
You know
mud.
it's full of freshmen.
Deodorant is very
Especially because like
Right.
people run.
You
they're
are in
outside
high
in the
school.
sun.
You need to
grown.
take care of
Hygiene.
yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Basic
Take showers
hygiene.
daily.
If you can buy food, you can use deodorant. That's all I got to say.
That's true though.
Number 6.
Number 6, a charger.
I'm going right now.
Charge
At night. So you
No,
don't
because
have
then it's
to
gonna
bring a
blow up,
charger.
dummy.
Oh my God.
I charge my phone at night.
No.
Me
Yeah.
too.
What's wrong with y'all?
So you just bring your charger to school and charge it
Well,
like the
I
whole
have
day?
the iPhone 11 Max Pro, so it doesn't really even.
Oh my god.
Y'all heard she said right. She
Get
got it.
out.
Her locker is 207.
It's right here.
Oh, wow. Right, go get it.
It was only like 30 minutes, you know, whatever.
Right, you don't charge your phone at night, so you don't have to bring your charger, but bring
Other
it just in
people do.
case.
Bring your kids, because you never know, like, oh, your mom's like, oh, I can't pick you up, you're gonna stay 2 extra hours, and you're stuck there.
Experience?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a necessity, though. You never
Okay. Number 5, gum.
know. Please.
Because then there's people that are out here saying, hey, do you have gum?
Do you have gum? Do you have gum? Do you have gum? No.
I'm that person.
They'd be like,
I actually go.
Ooh.
I have gum every day, and I
Yes.
have money, and I don't buy.
Yeah, she actually woke up every day.
I like
She
gum.
just wants to get that free gum.
That
Exactly.
fresh
Why
mint,
buy
that
it when
citrus.
people give it to
But
you?
then, yeah, sometimes I want to give it to him because, like, your breath is just so.
You need it more than I do. Like, you're my last piece. You need
Like
it.
the whole packet at this point.
You
Let's
know what? Just
go.
throw it.
Let me go buy you a toothbrush while we're at it.
Don't be friends with them.
A pencil.
What's our next one? Next one.
Or it's a pencil, actually. So,
Why would you need a pencil?
To come to school.
Or a pen.
yeah, it's a pencil, a writing utensil.
This necessity list is not it.
Well, maybe you should have came to class when we were doing it.
No. Actually, I was making money.
Wait, boy. No, because then you want to say you're broke and you can't buy gum.
What are you trying to say?
She's flipping it back and forth. Let's go.
She's trying to get your case, girl. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay,
I was in
number
my bag.
3 is lotion.
Like I said, winter time when you real cold outside,
Bad.
them ankles be.
Your ankles.
I have lotion. My ankles.
But she don't use you.
Especially if you cuff your jeans. If you're like purposely showing your ankles and it's not moisturized, please
Them
don't.
elbows
that.
just be. Oh, baby.
Please, hygiene is basically what we're trying to get at with this list.
Yes.
Please.
Take care of yourself.
And the earth.
Okay. Number 2, we have AirPods and a case.
Or you're basically
Charging
earbuds,
case.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are so mean.
So you can listen
I don't
to
have
music.
any. I don't even have
So-
wires. I don't have
Oh.
anything. Somebody stole them. I'm coming for you.
Okay, see, but that's gross. If someone
That's like
feels like
5
headphones,
months ago. You never got no headphones yet?
Stop. Stop. No, I haven't.
You should even get her the old-fashioned ones that Maya's wearing right now.
No, I am not.
these.
Like somebody mom over there.
I am not getting. They want me to get something like this. I'm not walking to school with these.
I'm not walking.
You can have your phone out at high school. So basically, when you're walking through the hallways, you want to have something to listen to because you don't want to talk to other people. 'Cause I don't wanna talk to other
Exactly.
people.
And then I have to watch my shows and stuff out loud.
I
You
thought
can buy
you
fake ones.
I thought you were just being obnoxious whenever you did that.
Oh my
I thought
god.
you were just wanting to show
I
everyone
know.
that you're so bored of the conversation. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
this. That's what I
same.
thought.
No.
Oh, you just don't have any.
Well, the truth is coming out.
That
Y'all
was
are
gross.
bullies.
We're gonna pitch in like 25 cents each.
Donate to my charity AirPods for Shanti.
It's not that bad.
Shade
No
case.
AirPods, just earbuds.
Yeah, we're just gonna get you like Dollar Tree earbuds.
Oh
That
my
should
God.
be good
So
enough.
It won't fit
We're all
into
pitching
the
it.
Oh
my
iPhone
gosh.
11.
It's gonna fit today.
I'll get you the adapter too. You know, we're not.
Just give me the headphones. AirPods, please.
She need a picky. It's why she
I
got
know.
one right now.
You know what?
I
We're
tried
over here trying to do something
You
nice.
You know
That's what
the
you
wires cost $29.
It costs $25 on Amazon.
No, wait, that's too much.
Do you want headphones or not?
It's a necessity, so she needs it.
Okay. Number one is, I think it's pretty obvious, but it's gonna be our phone.
Because everything's on there, everything.
Even classwork or anything.
Everything's
So you're
on there.
cheating.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes, Shay, how did you know?
Because you just told us.
Tommy's
You heard it,
finest. Tommy's
You heard it
finest.
here, teachers. Right here. And beyond. This is her. This is my
College
signature.
board. You know it.
It's
Wow.
all been her.
Okay.
Everything's
well,
on my phone. Oh my god, everything's
Everything is on my phone.
If
I
I
read
die,
on my phone.
someone please take my phone from you. Like,
Throw it.
Just throw it in the ocean. So,
what?
Why? You got something on there?
Who
No.
doesn't have something on there?
What? It's like.
Oh my god. I have to clear out my phone after this.
Yeah. I do.
What?
Everything my phone is on. Like
like my TikToks gotta be erased.
all my illegal Spotify, my illegal movies.
Wait, before the segment, is there
Legal
anything else that we
movies.
need for high school?
Yes, my illegal movie
Okay,
movies.
legal what?
The movie theater movies. So I don't have to go.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
You can do
like-
all that but can't get headphones. I don't
I
understand.
know, exactly.
But if you want to keep up with Shay and her life that's falling apart, keep up with us by following us on KSBM_TVT. On Instagram and Twitter at KSBM Radio, on Facebook and add us at KSBM Radio_TVT on Snapchat. Bye.
Hashtags KSBM.
Bye.
They heard you the first time.
That kind of hurt.
Colorful.
I can buy you one AirPod left one.
We can all pitch in $2.
I mean,